on that deal, let's focus on that one first of all. So Geelong loses Varco, gains Mitch Clark. Collingwood loses Lumumba, gains Varco. And Melbourne loses Clark, who they didn't really have anyway, and gains Lumumba. Winner, loser, and who broke even?
Well, I think probably winner, potentially Geelong in that sense, even though I'm not wrapped with some of the things that are going on Geelong. But in that particular deal, I think Geelong's probably the winner. Melbourne's probably the break even. They didn't have Mitch Clark anyway, let's be honest. And they get Heresia Lumumba. Not sure about the Pies with Varco. A bit of a risk, I think. So they're potentially the loser in that situation.
Yeah, the Pies fans seem really flat on Varco. He's got speed, which they need. But, yeah, it's definitely not one. It's been a bit of a hard sell.
Yeah, definitely a hard sell. And you're only going to look at that when you look at Twitter and you look at the Collingwood supporters. You've got to definitely a bit cool on Varco. At his best, he'd be outstanding in this team. You look back to some of those grand finals. You look back to the way he was playing a few years ago, and potentially he's going to add a fair bit to Collingwood, but it's just a risk in that sense, I think.
Now, let's focus on the Pies for a second. So, in the big magnitude of things, so Collingwood has lost Beams and Lumumba and pick 67 and brought in pick 5, Jack Crisp, Levi Greenwood, Travis Varco. What do you make of that?
Well, it's interesting. It's going to be fascinating. You never want to lose Dane Beams. They've done everything they possibly could in that sense. I like Levi Greenwood coming in. Very happy with that.
Yeah, inside mid.
Inside mid, it's exactly. Pendlebury needs some help.
Another big body around Pendlebury.
Pendlebury needs some help, and I know that that's been a real concern at Collingwood. They don't want to leave him out. Chris, potentially the same. What worries me a little bit about all three of them, and the Herald Suns as well and truly been all over this, is their disposal efficiency. That really concerns me. Collingwood haven't been great in recent years, which is bizarre when you think about the bloke who's coaching them. One of the great kicks of all time is coaching a team that really is not a great kicking side. So that's a bit of a concern. The fact is, though, they're going to have 2 picks in the top 10 for the second year in a row. One of them they've already obviously spent on Darcy Moore.
And then not only is it 2 top 10 picks the second year in a row, you rewind the year before, they had 3 first-round picks with Broomhead, Grundy, and Ben Kennedy.
Ben Kennedy as well.
That's 7 first-round picks in the space of 3 years.
Well, it's been a strategy, and the strategy has been brought about in part by people leaving. And Beams has obviously presented that opportunity this time around. But it's going to be a tough year for him next year. It really is going to be a tough year for him next year. Interesting, there's still no love lost between Brisbane and Collingwood, even though the deal went through. Tom Rockcliffe putting out the tweet not long ago about it being a family club and looking after the great values and the Brisbane Lions. So that was clearly headed towards Collingwood for sure.